Okay. Try one more speed run. Just gonna do it. So, talking through the important stuff, shout outs. I'm just gonna do my best. Alright, so this is Supraland. It is a 3D Metroidvania. It takes place in a child's sandbox. It's super cool. I love this kind of stuff. I love like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style things. That's a kid in there. He's creepy. I find him very creepy. Yeah, no, creepy child. There's you, or you're one of the red toys. And this is primarily a puzzle game. Puzzle Metroidvania with a heavy emphasis on exploration. There's some combat in it, and it's a ton of fun. Overwhelmingly positive on Steam. So we're about to get started when I have control in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So the story starts. There's a very light story in this game. I'm the Prince of Redville, and there's my parents, and we don't have water, so I have to go figure out why. Right out of the gate, you get it's not dangerous anymore if you have one of these. It's a wooden sword. So right out of the gate with like references to other stuff. So that's a Zelda 1 reference. If I have to explain that, that makes me feel old. It is a game by David Munich, which he solo developed this game, as far as I know. It's just incredible to me, the scale and quality. Since then, he's done a DLC for this game, another game called 6 Inches Under, and then a third one he's working on right now with the whole team called Super World. It was originally Supraland 2, but it just got huge. It's currently in early access, and it's just... I haven't played it yet, because I'm trying to wait until it comes out. But there's already a budding speedrunning community for that game. So, this game... This is the any % glitchless category. No glitches. Get to the end of the game, beat it. So here we're about to find out the story. We don't have water because there's a blue guy hitting a pipe with a hammer that's already broken. You might notice that guy has a pirate hat. It'll be relevant at some point. So I go report this back to my parents, and oh no, the blues. So I gotta go talk to them. So right now, rather than talking to Blueville, I understand that I need to get to Blueville. In order to get to Blueville, I need coins. Sorry, I need upgrades to get there. So this next section is me getting coins and then getting barrels. So the barrels allow me to unlock upgrades in the shop, and then the coins allow me to buy those upgrades. So that's what this repetition is going to be coming up. Let's see if I can make this jump real quick. Gosh, I never get it. I only get it when I'm like not trying. Like during my tech check, I got it. So first upgrade here. Actually, I guess we got speed, but the first real upgrade is the force cube. It creates a purple cube. I'm gonna use this paint machine real quick. And when I say use it, I mean activate it, but not actually do anything. There we go. So that paint machine painted this crystal white. There's some light puzzle elements. This game's pretty good at introducing you to concepts and then building on them, as any good game's going to. So the force cube you can use to get some vertical height. You can use it to put it between you and enemies. You can use it to solve puzzles. There's a lot of uses for it, and we do go through those uses throughout the game. There's a skeleton over there and you're not going to hit, ideally. And we're going to grab the bank upgrade, so we have more coins. We're allowed to have more coins. I actually don't want to take him out if I can avoid it. So right now, any enemies I take out, I'd get nothing from, but I'm about to get the loot upgrade, which would give me coins for taking them out. You'll notice I'm throwing the force cube around. It doesn't make me move faster horizontally, but it does let me move faster vertically, and it... this is a little bit faster. I don't exactly know the mechanics, but I don't think spamming it really is worth it, but it does also put something between me and enemies. The loot upgrade should be free, time-wise, but when I mess up the grab, it's not. And then I'm going to do this, and this. Okay, so this is a skip that I'm working on that is not super consistent yet. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I actually had the wrong thing in my live split up, so I don't know how bad my previous run was. But this one's actually not as bad as I thought it was. So I doubt the other one was as bad as I thought it was either. Okay. I think it was against the best of some of best. Okay, so those, you notice I'm using the force cube to do these jumps. Those are extremely not free. Those have taken a lot of practice to get right. And if I eat her here, this is incredibly fast. So this is going well. So we're coming back. So we got 52 coins. We're gonna need a few more, and then we're gonna get the next upgrade, which will be the double jump. Take this guy out for safety. So the reason I actually get the loot upgrade, which once again should be free, roughly speaking, is like free time-wise, if I don't mess it up, is that it enables you to get health and coins from enemies. So like sometimes you just have enemies you have to deal with, you just can't avoid it, and so I like to get it as a time loss mitigation measure, because then if I can. There are certain thresholds of coins I can get where I can skip my way to get coins. So right now I'm like a +1, so I could skip some coins. Like this one obviously doesn't make sense because it's right on the way. But yeah. So a brief shout out at this moment. So this is a slight adjustment to my route, which is faster if I don't mess it up, which is no guarantee. But a brief shout out to the former world record holder Kamuchin, who Ben plus a handful of other German runners in 2025 started running this game and just broke it open with a few skips that we'll see later. But very nice individual. I watched their speed run, their world record run a lot of times before I started running myself. I couldn't understand a word of it because it was in German, but I used the auto translate on Google. And they reached out to me before this, and they've been really just kind, and so I really appreciate them. So shout outs. Okay, so now we're gonna get the triple jump. The reason I hesitated there, so I missed that. I missed the quick grab, and if I accidentally grabbed the other upgrade, that would have messed things up dramatically, especially because I only have 4 coins. If I had 5, it would have been more recoverable, but 4, I would have gone out of my way to get a coin, and it would have been really bad. So that's why I didn't risk grabbing the wrong one. This pipe is one of my least favorite things in the entire run, and that's why. I did that during my last practice too. It's just so finicky, and I don't know why. Jump, jump. Okay. Oh my goodness. You see, like, I don't know. I've gotten worse at this over time. 2. Okay, there we go. Like, that is much harder than it looks. And so this, like, you're supposed to go do this whole section where you have to climb a tower, and we're gonna do exactly none of that. We're just climbing over this here. Technically, I did bring this strategy to this category, 100% glitches, but it was actually already being done in 90% no major glitches. So I just sort of brought it over here. I'd clear it with some of the mods that it was kosher, and it was. So, oh my goodness gracious! It's 5 ways to mess up that I never mess up. Theme of today. And we're about to go in here. You notice that big crystal up there. It's called, that's the red MacGuffin. MacGuffin is a literary device. It's going to be a red blaster. That blaster lets us shoot those like red glowy things. It's also a weapon. It's not the most effective at this point. It does 15 damage, but it has a pretty long cooldown, and you really use it a ton. You can also use it to push blocks around as needed. So right now we're getting coins. Like I said earlier, I'm +1 because I killed 1 enemy. So I just keep track of that. Normally I would need to get 11 coins in this segment, but I only need to get 10. I need 40 for the next upgrade. So, 31. I feel like I'm actually tired. I feel like I'm +3. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I will tell you, I have no idea what's happening right now. So I need 8 coins. That means I don't have to go out of my way for any, which is actually ideal. There's 2 groups of 4. One is literally on the way, and one is very, very fast. So, this. So you'll notice I put that force cube over there. That's to set up for a button. You're supposed to come over here and get a battery, and then that force cube will hit a button once you activate the platform, but you can't activate the platform until the battery is in it, because it's battery powered. The supercell. So we're just gonna activate this, hit that, and I'm gonna bonk So we're about to come into the farm section. This section looks very good when I do it right. So, which I'm obviously going to do right now, right? I think I missed that second one. We're going to do it. Ooh, this might be good. Oh, yeah, that's fast. Like, it didn't look as good as it could have, but that was fast. That was about as fast as you could do it. Because I'm proud of that one. Yeah, so you have to knock those off before the platform gets there. And the trick is if the platform gets there and it hits it, you can't really shoot them down. They, like, get caught. So, that was good. So I have 36. I need 40 coins. And then that'll be free coming up. Gotta try not to fall down here because it's very embarrassing, very time consuming. We're coming up on a section, I call it the Holy Land. I think I've seen it referred to that way in some people's stuff. Oh, also shout out briefly when I talk about other people's stuff to the Supraland community generally. They're very active for the Super World speedruns right now, but I know that some of them said they were going to come out and watch this, so thank you so much. I appreciate the support from the community. So, I'll have something on that in a minute. So, right now, a guy needs to be holy in order to solve the puzzle. And so, in order to be holy, he needs a halo floating above his head. So, that means that he needs a golden ring above his head, which we just made out of paint. And then it needs to float. And we don't... That's slow. So, we're just going to sort of shove it in this door. That's the strat that I came up with. It's a little finicky. And it worked. Cool. So, it can go a little too far one direction or the other and not work, but I've done it a lot of times, so, you know what I'm doing. Say hi everyone to Doc Brown from Back to the Future. There's like weird references in this game like that, and I love it. Apparently, David Munich is a fan of Back to the Future, because there's another reference, actually, that got removed that I'll point out in a little bit. So right now, we're doing something, so we're painting this white keycard red, and we need this to disable the shields, and get into this little... Oh, it doesn't disable shields. We need this to get into this building up ahead, and activate another switch. And then we're going to be bringing this switch on a magical journey with us. We're going to bring it forward. So, like... Full disclaimer, this doesn't save time. It can save time in theory. I've never gotten it to save time because we have to baby this along the way. But there's a puzzle later where you have to basically go put paint in a machine, bring a keycard to it, and activate it, and then bring the keycard. And by bringing this forward, theoretically, we can save time. But the amount of time we spend bringing it forward is non-free, so we don't save time. But I wanted to show it off because I think it's cool and because it's my own personal strat. Wind Atomic, who's the current world record holder, has a slightly different strat for this section, but I have gamed them both out, and I don't think it's faster. So I do it this way. Grab that. Okay, we're gonna do this, and I stand into a specific spot, and throw this up here, and send that on a magical journey. Okay. That is preferable to bring it with us, because we have to fight some, and it's just a whole thing. So, upcoming, this is called a Supra Ball. It is a puzzle element. It's yellow. It goes away when you run through like yellow barriers like we have back there. There are some restrictions on using it in this category. In this category, I need to knock. That's like the only way you can mess this section up is to do what I just did. I started too early. Alright, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Or you could do it... You know, I will say this. It is actually, hold on. It is actually, oh, I didn't need that. There's a red pirate. I'm actually going to do a thing here, because I'm curious about it. Hold on. Just do that real quick. I rarely mess that up once. Like, it is very, very rare that I mess that up, and I only mess it up once. I always mess it up in more than once if I mess it up once. I think it's a tilting thing. So here's the blue pirate who we saw earlier in the game, and he traps us in here. So that's actually it. I'm going to call time in a couple of seconds, right? Yeah, we're trapped. How can we get out? Coming up, there's an NPC that... What does he do? Okay, he just vanishes. I wonder if I could... have some thoughts about that. So this NPC used to be dressed up very specifically like Marty McFly from Back to the Future 2. That is a very deep cut, but I recognized it instantly because I was a big fan of Back to the Future when I was a kid. And it got removed at some point, but I thought it was kind of a crazy person for a bit. Like, I thought I was maybe making that up, and then I went back and looked, because I couldn't find any patch notes related to it, but I went back and looked at a Let's Play, a casual play on YouTube from like 6 years ago, and it was in there, and I felt so validated. Oh, I forgot that we're doing card strats. I'm gonna hit that button. That's the puzzle right there. There it is. Okay, that's one of the common places it ends up. The last time I did practice, it actually ended up right in the way, so I didn't even have to think about it. This isn't good, right? Like, we've already lost, like, time here. But that's part of it, right? You have to baby this thing. It's very hard to guarantee where it's going to go when you throw it like that. So yeah, Marty McFly from Back to the Future 2. Like a deep cut. You can see already. See that upgrade we got? The reason we went to jail. You can actually technically skip that. At least that's what I've heard. But what it gets us is this secondary beam. And if we shoot our primary beam with the secondary beam, it explodes. The primary beam does 15 damage. The secondary beam does 4. The combo attack does 100 splash. So it is extraordinarily effective. Essential for doing this run. You can't really, in my experience, ignore the enemies in this game. It is not a valid strategy. They are far too accurate, far too numerous, far too in your way in very important places. So if you have to deal with them, it's much faster to have a good weapon that can take them out en masse. So we get it. We sit through the cutscene. I think it saves time very much overall. Speaking of... Ooh, still get it. You also basically don't get iframes in this game, it feels like. I haven't technically looked into that. Okay. Dying here would be somewhat problematic. Not like catastrophic to my time, but not necessarily catastrophic to the run wouldn't end. The other weird thing is, where's my Super Ball? It's over there. Okay. So I missed that, it bouncing back as I was talking. This shouldn't happen. It has happened before. So, we need the Super Ball over here to activate these rings. We need it again in a minute or so, so we're going to grab this key. That's what we came all around here for. Key will let us open up this big building, atop which is the blue crystal you can see, the blue MacGuffin. So, that's got our next major upgrade, the magnet belt. Okay. Shove this key over here, and you can see the red key cards over there. That's not too bad of a spot for it. Okay. And because there's a yellow barrier on the door, we have to shove that through the door. Okay. And so this section is actually, I like to say, is one of the sort of first sections where the puzzle solving gets non-trivial. Where it's actually, like, I remember even when I came back to this casually, I got stuck. Not stuck, like, couldn't beat it, but, like, had to really spend time on it to figure out how to solve this. And rest assured, I won't explain any of it, so if you intend to buy this game, which you should, there's no, the spoilers are somewhat light. And this game is overwhelmingly positive on Steam, and that is not every game these days. And you can get it for like $5 on sale. It's incredible, truly. That's why I started speedrunning this. I started speedrunning this game back in August 2025 because I really wanted to. It's one of my favorite games, and I really wanted more people to see it. I was like, oh, maybe I can get it into GDQ. And so I did my first submission for GDQ 2026. It just passed, and didn't make it into the in, but I got in as a backup, which my understanding is that is a significant achievement. So here I am, right now, and I hope to get into the marathon at some point in the future. But I really just wanted to share this game with people, and it's just so good. So yeah, this is the whole puzzle, by the way. So we're about to use this red key card. We don't have to do any of this. You would have had to grab a white key card from there and paint it. It's just the whole thing. So here we go. Magnet belt. I call it the magnet belt. It's called the float buckle. I really should change that in my split names because it's just not correct. But whatever. I don't know how I ended up messing that up in my splits. Oh, speaking of my community, speaking of the Supraland community, so one of the things that I have now spoiled with is I have auto splits for this run. So those of you who speedrun, there's a program called Live Split, lets you see how fast each segment of the run is. And this one, when I started running this, you run and you try to like, oh, well, I'll go when I go through this door, and you'll hit a button to do it. And when you're speedrunning, going for PBs, you forget, it's hard to do it exactly, it's hard to see small time gains. So I wrote an auto splitter for this, which is basically looks at the memory of the game, and when you like pick up an item, it activates the split. So, one second here. Okay, there's an archer over there. This segment, Kamuchin's run, the previous world record, actually had to fight all those, and you run all the way back here. You could just, that pad is the intended route. So that was one of my contributions, was just doing the intended strat. But yeah, as I was saying, I wrote an auto splitter for this, and I can't ever go back. So like I've started mapping out 6 inches under, which is one of the sort of the Supraland 1.5. It's an excellent game, also very different and very, very good. And I wrote an auto splitter before I ever started seriously getting into runs, because I can't go back. So one of the contributions I hope to do once I actually play Super World, someone from the community already reached out to me and said, hey, can you make an auto splitter? And I'm like, I'm happy to, but I don't want to spoil the game for myself quite yet. So I will be giving back to the community when Super World comes final release. I'm going to go in and make an auto splitter for that game too, because it just makes running so much nicer. I love it. So, here we got our magnet belt, and now we can go over towards the purple MacGuffin. The purple crystal's up there. We are about to do a boss skip. There's a boss here called Rattlehag. This looks fairly trivial. It also looks intended. I do not believe it's intended, and I do not think and it looks more trivial than it is, or I'm just bad and it is more trivial than make it look. But one moment. Okay. That jump is a little bit trickier than it looks, and if you mess it up, you end up down there and you have to quit to main menu or do the fight, either, which is bad. If you go back to checkpoint, the boss activates, and if you try to skip it, it's a huge pain in the butt, so don't do that. So here we're going on to the float buckle. Sorry, we're using the float buckle to get on to the next segment for the force beam. And this is where I'll need a little bit of time to set up to talk about the big skips that are coming up. So right after we get the force beam, which is our next upgrade, we're going to be skipping Carrot Town. Alright, orb. Always wanted to do that. Yeah, so we pick up this ball. We use our force belt, magnet belt, force buckle. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, that's weird. So that's never happened before. So it's active, but it's not. The animation's not showing. What is going on? There we go. That was weird. All right. Anywho, hello. Anywho, that was super bizarre. And kind of funny. Okay, so we're gonna come up here. Oh, shoot. I just messed that up because I was so thrown off by that. Okay, we're going to come over here. So we're going to come up here and grab this battery to activate a launch pad across the way. And we're going to grab another copy of this orb, this ball. So this is like the start of a skip. So that ball is not difficult to bring across. We're not supposed to. It's not part of the puzzle. So by having this ball after this section, so not in this section, but right after it, we'll be able to use that as a metallic object instead of an anvil, and we can use the anvil in the section that follows it. So by bringing the ball forward, we can save an anvil from this section and bring it forward. And then by using the anvil in the following section, we can bring a sponge forward. I know you might be thinking anvils and sponges, those don't seem interchangeable. We'll get to that. So you'll notice that metallic objects can conduct electricity. That's super important for the next few minutes of the run. And that's going over there. So we need to conduct electricity. I did already forget to move the little electric underground thing, so I'm going to shove this real quick over here and grab it. This is one of the sections that I had the most room for improvement of. Like, this is my worst part of the run by far. Like, that personally to me, but like, I just am bad at this section. I get really disorganized, and I do stuff like this. I'm working on it. In any case, there is a purple button up there that we need to activate with that. So we're gonna do that real quick. So we're gonna keep that anvil, and there we go. We're gonna grab this battery, and then we keep the anvil and the ball. So we're supposed to bring the anvil forward. We're not supposed to bring the ball forward. That's important. Get over this wall with that anvil intact, which can go really smoothly and look like this. That never happens. Okay, that was pretty exciting. I know, like, I'm the only one who's excited right now, but that was pretty exciting to me. That never happens that smoothly. I can lose like 20-30 seconds there with that ball not cooperating. So, okay, we're gonna hit this button for later. Don't worry about it. And we're gonna grab another battery. That looked pretty good. And we're going to grab this anvil. So this anvil we're not supposed to have right now. And we're going to use our momentum to get it across there a little bit quicker. And we're going to use this anvil at the end. So we're conducting electricity with anvils, and in this section you're actually supposed to use a wet sponge. So there is a dry sponge, and you were supposed to take it and bring it down to a ravine all the way down there and make it wet, and then that'll conduct electricity, which kind of makes sense. But we want that sponge for something else. So there is an anvil up here that sometimes comes off really easily. There we go. Oops. Can we not? Oh my gosh. There we go. So, sponges have an interesting property in this game, which will come up once we get to the next upgrade. But suffice to say, we want that sponge for something else. So we're going to bring that. We're going to use all these anvils, so we don't need the extra anvils, so we don't need that to conduct the electricity and move forward. And note, there has to be a constant current to go through. So here we come up. We're coming up to the force beam that lets us connect to wooden things and pull ourselves. It's like a grapple beam for things that are wood. That actually upgrades to other things over time. So this sponge, one of the things that is going to occur here is that sponge gets you can notice the force beam is supposed to connect things to wood, and it also connects to the sponge. Now, I don't know by what quirk that works, why it's coded this way, but thank goodness that it is. So this the force beam will connect to that sponge, which is about to be extremely real in a moment, or in about a minute or two. So we bring this with us all the way up this tower. There is, in fact, another sponge. You know, if you keep moving forward, you can actually use a different sponge, but this is the only one that's like quick and easy to get. Like, it's much quicker to do this than it is to like go forward and find the next sponge. So we're doing this mostly as intended to this point, and then we're about to sort of break out. So the section up ahead is a section called Carrot Town, and what you probably haven't noticed too much is that this game, much like a good Metroidvania, much like most Metroidvanias, will lock you into an area, so you can't get out. So you have to, get in, get the upgrade you're intended to do, and then you can use that upgrade to escape, and then you can move on. We're gonna skip all that because the upgrade, really, we don't need it to beat the game. So it's a strength upgrade and use it for a couple things, but it's not really required. So we are going to break out of this, and thank goodness once again to those German runners, Kamuchin and team, to coming up with this. We use the sponge. Wow, am I gonna get first throw to connect to this, and we're done. So my last practice, it was like 10 throws, so getting it first throw was very exciting. So yeah, that's it. That's the whole skip. We just skipped Carrot Town. Hold on. Okay. Need to make that, and I need to get out of here. But yes, we are out. So, that's one of 2 major skips in the run, and the next one is coming up. It was right after this. It's going to skip Blueville. So you'll see in the top right of the screen, it says go to the King of Blueville. We're going to do something very similar with the Spurted. Respawn the sponge over here. And kind of have similar shenanigans. We're going to use this to connect to our force beam and climb out of somewhere. And the section we're coming up on is actually really cool. I like the section. It's one of those sections in the game where you lose all your items and you have to earn them back. So you, I mean, in this case, he steals them and you have to buy them back. So it's a little obnoxious, but you also lose all your coins in the process. So it's not like you can bank coins and do it. But we're not going to do any of that. So we're going to skip the trigger where you get all your stuff stolen, much like Symphony of the Night. And then we're going to buy the new upgrade. So they do give you an upgrade in that area. And then we're going to peace out. And we need a sponge to do that. And this is the only spot I have a backup save for in the run, because if I hit that trigger, I don't know a way to sort of fix it. So we're gonna hope I don't need to use that. I haven't, like, I've intentionally messed it up to sort of see if I can recover it, but I don't know the last time I've in a run messed this up, because it's a lot safer than it looks. Like the stakes are very high, but this. Like, if I mess it up, it's really, really bad, but the odds of me messing up are low because I know how to do this jump now. The key is basically just stay high, is kind of the trick to it. Like, so you normally when you're trying to jump over a gap, you're going to try to, like, you know, time your jumps as late as possible, and this is, you need to very much not do that. In that case, you need to actually triple jump instead of just not. So I messed that up. That's fine. I can reset it, no problem. It just cost me a few seconds. I'd like to take a quick moment to shout out my friends and family and my partner. So my partner Andrea, who's been very supportive of my speedrunning and does not understand why I put myself through this. And honestly, I don't really either. My sister and my nephews, Will, Theo, and Jackson, who are at home. My sister, who, bless her heart, has absolutely no idea what she's watching, even though she's played video games growing up. Like, this is a whole new thing. My dad and my mom, who genuinely has no idea what's going on. And thank you so much. Also, I think my friends are watching. Also, I messed up my splits again, so shoot. I'm gonna do 8, and then I'm gonna do 2. Yeah, we're just gonna skip. Okay, cool. So we just got that. Then I got that, right? No. 3. Hold on. Cancel. I'm just gonna stop my 3. Darn it. Cancel. 8. 6. 6. Oh, 6 is not the right button. That's part of the problem. 2. Okay, whatever. So I messed up my splits or something. I don't know exactly what happened, but it's fine. So, yeah, so shout out to all of the people who came out to support, and the members of the Supraland community who are watching this right now. I really appreciate the support. For people who have varying understandings of what I'm doing, I hope my explanations are reasonable. But, you know, it means a lot that people come out and watch this. Okay, so with that said, okay, this is an unusual situation. Also, I messed something up, which is kind of cool. I say it's cool, like, it's not a problem. So you'll note that I had hit the button way earlier. I said there's a super ball there, and I will need that eventually. And I think I just forgot to grab it because I was talking. So that's a thing. That actually gives me an opportunity to showcase the backup, which is very fast. Like, if I didn't already want to walk over to that angle to hit the battery off in the right direction, I wouldn't even bother with the, because the backup is so fast. So we're going to see that. We're going to have an opportunity to see that now. I could die here, and that would be really annoying. So we're going to hope we don't. These things can just ruin your day for no reason. If they definitely that they just snipe you out of nowhere, and there's really not much you can do about it. I have died there. It's not great. So we don't have a super ball. We'll need one. So you're supposed to open this door and knock these blocks out of the way with the upgrade, strength upgrade, but we actually don't need that. There's just a little bit we can do that. So you're supposed to not really be able to do this, and you can, and there's a super ball. So that's the whole backup. It's not time consuming. Like, it would be really, really bad to lose the Super Ball if you didn't have that backup, but we do. Shoutouts to Wind Atomic, the current world record holder, who I'm very much annoyed with for taking my world record. For that right there, me jumping around that thing, I used to do it as intended, where I'd jump over. I'd shoot the Super Ball over, but that's much faster. So, shoutouts to that. That's a small optimization. I've gotten a lot better at soccer here. So this guy wants 2 gold nuggets. And, well, that's 2 gold nuggets, right? Like, what is gold if not rocks painted yellow? So we just gave him his 2 gold nuggets, and that lets us down here to get this compatibility upgrade. So what that lets us do is connect our force beam, the purple beam, to our force cube, which gives us a connection point much more readily accessible. We don't use it a ton, but it is, you know, important for the next little bit. You know, if we were playing casually, we'd use it a lot more. Or hundo. I'm also very vaguely interested in trying to run hundo of this, but this is a good category. It showcases a lot of the game without being too long. You know, a 40-something minute run. I don't understand how my splits keep getting so messed up, but it's like not... I just need to like... Oh, gosh. Every time I get a new split, it keeps like being like, oh yeah, that's the fastest you've ever done it. I'm like, no. I just don't want to stop the timer. I'm just gonna have to make sure like, all the splits are gonna be invalid. It's fine. I don't want to keep fixing it, so we're just gonna move forward. That's not true. 8. I don't know what's happening with this, with the 5 split right now. I know, I shouted out those, I shouted out the auto splitter that has been messing up. I think I hit a button or something weird. So so and there are usually 3, but sometimes 2 or 4 enemies can spawn here. You really kind of need to deal with them, or they'll ruin your day. So this guy says, hey, you want electricity, but like, hey, someone actually gave me some fake gold. Can you fix that? I don't know who would do that. That seems kind of rude. So, we're going to go up here and use this to climb up here. The only part of this that I did that was unintended was I got this cube up here by just jumping straight to it. Otherwise, you have a whole puzzle with the weight that you need to do, and that's just really slow. One time I forgot to jump in the middle of a run, and so I forced myself, rather than killing the run, just to do it casuals. Actually, I don't think I did casual strats. I think I found a way to cheese it still, but it was still much slower. Because, you know, why do we do casual strats if we can avoid it? And so these are fireflies. This is an important mechanic that just got introduced to us. Fireflies like things that are purple, and they also like things that are orange. And when I say they like things that are orange, I mean they eat things that are orange. Well, they eat carrots. I don't know about things that are orange yet, but they eat carrots. I think they like carrots because they're orange. Wink. So we're about to get our final upgrade. It's the translocator. It is a green orb that lets us teleport. So we're that right there. That is all so I can have the electricity go. This is skipping an entire puzzle in this little area. There we go. Just by burning down a paper thing. And we're waiting for this guy. He's going to give us the key. Now, just because I did this recently while I was in GDQ practice room, I actually managed to bring another key from another part of the game to here to see if it would work, so I could skip all of this puzzle solving, and the answer is no. Maybe there is a key that will work, but the one I tried does not. And I was so annoyed because it took me like half an hour or more to try to get it over there. Because that involved using multiple sponges to sort of climb a way I wasn't supposed to. It was a whole thing. That said, I now have the translocator, which does not shoot very far and has a long cooldown, but we're about to fix that, both of those things. So, one of the cool things I really like about this game is the way that things are kind of intuitive to an extent. Oh, that's going to roll back and kill me. That's good. So, like, you know, fire breaks down fire breaks down paper, and you know, obviously when you shoot a green orb, you can teleport to it. Things like that. Things that are like in real life. I need a moment of focus time right here. So if I do this wrong, I'm gonna have to. It's gonna cost me a lot of time. 3, 2, go. And I'm gonna do that. To hopefully save my spawn. So if I mess that up, they can kill me. And if they kill me, they remain spawned. And if they remain spawned, I just have a bad time. So I'm gonna fire this here. There's enemies in here. So if I die at any point in here and I hadn't reset my spawn, there's archers in here, which is why I'm being so scared. If I die in here and I didn't reset my spawn, that puts me way far back, like back where I got the translocator, and it's a real problem. So I don't want to do that. So we're gonna activate that, run through here. It's very important to do this in this order because this is not the intended way to solve this puzzle. I don't know if this mechanic is generally intended, but if I run, this is something I discovered and then Kamuchin discovered independently, which is running. If you run through that while it is burning up, it will turn the fireflies red, which is what you need. I think you're supposed to like guide them through the lava. It's even when I was playing casually, I had a lot of trouble like doing it. Like it just didn't work the way I expected it to. Maybe I missed something about the puzzle. So right now we are climbing up with this, and this is all fairly intended. And I have a hard time believing this isn't intended. So the reason we got those 2 upgrades for the translocator is because it gives us, if you do it just like that, it gives you just enough height to, if you shoot it repeatedly, you can gain height every time. So, so we're running towards the final boss. So time will be in, I don't know, 3 minutes or so. I don't actually know how long it typically takes me to take out the final boss, but so we need all the things we have. So we currently, aside from the sword, we've got the beam, the force beam, the translocator, the force cube, and the float bucket. We'll be using every single one of those in this puzzle. The reason we don't have water from a story perspective is because what is actually referred to as the farting meat bag in the game. And the farts are actually, hold on, I ran in here just to not get hit by that, are actually part of the puzzle. Can kill us, by the way, which loses a substantial amount of time depending on where we are. So we try to avoid those. So yeah, it's not just like the farting is like a funny cosmetic joke. It is actually part of the puzzle solving this, which we'll see in a moment. I won't explain too much what we're doing because in case you want to play this game, although I will say it's kind of tricky to remember anyway, so maybe it's not a big deal. Yeah, but we're just setting up this puzzle, and this is as intended. Like, I don't think there's any part of this that we're cheesy or doing not the way you're supposed to do it. So we're just going through it, doing the thing for real. Oh no. Okay, so this has all been very slow. The way he's been turning is really annoying. But it's very important that he farts on us. No joke. Okay, there we go. He's gonna shoot again. Alright, so we are getting towards the end of this. The time is coming up in about, I don't know, 20 seconds. Okay. He is now, so I will explain this a little bit because it's fun. So here's some fireflies, and as I said before, the fireflies really love carrots because they're orange, and now he's orange. So that's gonna be a problem that solves itself in a few seconds. So time is gonna be when it fades to black. So that'll be in 3, 2, 1, go. That's time. So that was 43 minutes or so. That's a great time. That would have been second place in the leaderboard a few months ago. And then there's some story here, which I'll just talk over. So yeah, shout out to everybody who came out and supported me. Shout outs to the GDQ Games Committee for putting this in as a backup. I still hope to get it into a main event someday, but this was a fantastic experience to do it here. Shout outs to everyone who works on Hotfix, who put together this event. Helix, thank you so much for reaching out to me. This was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I hope some people go out and play this game, check out the speedrun. The any percent NMG is like 15 minutes. Any percent is like 5 minutes or something. But I really like the length of this run. I'm still trying to get it down as best I can, but yeah, that's it. And I don't think we'll have time to watch it, but this game has one of the best credit songs of all time, so which I always watch when I get a PB, which is not today. So yeah, go play this, go enjoy it. This is a completionist dream. Like 100% of this game casually takes both my friends Marco and Cassie, who are I think watching this today. I had them both play it, and they both independently over a long weekend 100% this game. So it's really, really good. And that's it for me. Thanks, it. That was a pretty good run. It was about 43 minutes. Yeah, something got messed up with my splits mid-run, and I don't know what happened, but it is what. And usually I can like correct it, but this time it just like would not correct. So I don't exactly know what I did, but it is what it is. I don't need every single run. That was about a 43 minutes though, which is pretty good.